Welcome back to the Techegy Podcast. I'm JC, and I'm here with MC and MM, and today we're talking about one of the biggest shakeups in gaming this year, the Xbox. New CEO, brutal sales numbers, and a brand new next-gen console just announced, I think, this morning at GDC. There's a lot to unpack, so we'll get into it right after this.
Let's rock.
I don't know. That video didn't play for me, so I don't know if it did for anybody else.
Oh no,
it
it played. Played for me.
Okay, okay, cool. It's just me then. And that's fine. So first thing first, Phil Spencer, his legacy and his exit. I mean, let's honor what Phil Spencer built. Game Pass changed the industry. Backwards compatibility was a genuine pro-consumer win, and the acquisition strategy made Xbox like the biggest publisher in the world. But then we have some hard questions. Did the hardware suffer because of services focus, or what was Microsoft's vision, or was it his? So let's talk about Phil Spencer first.
So he was given kind of a pile of dog poo from Matrick. You know, remember Matrick was the one that said you gotta have the Kinect. It's $100. You gotta have it. You absolutely, and everything's going to be digital, which it eventually became. But just remember what Sony did with the here. They were showing how to share games when they did the advertisement, and they just showed you handing a disc to somebody else. I mean, that one advertisement put Xbox so far behind. I mean, 360 they ruled. Let's face it.
Well,
360 they ruled, but Matrick was the one who killed Xbox.
But everything wasn't bad that he said. I mean, remember, you're able to have a family subscription and stuff,
right?
Where it would have been really nice, pay for one game and multiple people can play it and all that. Whereas of course Sony lied about that stuff.
Oh, of course. But just think of that visual. Just think of that visual, them handing the discs back and forth. That right there literally.
See, I wasn't against everything Matrick did, like the picture-in-picture where I was able to watch a football game while I played a game. I mean, I love that.
Do you use that today? Do you use that today?
You can't. It doesn't exist. They took that out.
Yeah.
They took all the good stuff out. They took out the Alexa.
Where you need to connect. You still use your Kinect today.
Yeah, but Mike, you could walk in the room and say Xbox on, and it would turn on and turn your TV on and everything, and have everything set up for you. So I wasn't against everything. I thought the only thing they did wrong was they forced you to buy the Kinect. That's it. The rest wasn't that bad.
I have a Kinect that still works on my 360.
I have right here.
And you can use it. Actually, you can use the Kinect as a webcam, like even on your computer in that still today. And I think that's a cool thing. But I want to throw out a couple of quick facts about the Phil Spencer era. So Phil Spencer joined as an intern in 1988 and was leading the Xbox division since 2014. So he officially retired after 38 years with Microsoft. And his legacy is genuinely impressive.
Yes.
Game Pass, best in backwards compatibility, blew Sony's Sony did with the PS3 and backwards compatibility, blew that way out of the water. And there were some massive acquisitions under him too. Mojang, ZeniMax, and Activision Blizzard. Bethesda, yeah. And he decided to retire in the fall of last year, 2025. But he's staying on until the end, supposedly staying on until the end of this year as an advisor. So he stepped back from his main role, but he's gonna kind of taper off, I guess, as an advisor. And at the same time this all going on, Xbox's president Sarah Bond also is departing the company. So this is a huge, this is like one of the most sweeping executive transitions in the Xbox division history ever.
And Bond was expected to take it over when he retired initially,
which did not happen.
Obviously, did not happen. Yeah.
No.
Well, there's many rumors there.
But I mean, you can't talk about Xbox without Phil Spencer,
right?
Like, it wouldn't exist today as it is.
No.
And I'm not saying good for good or bad. Phil Spencer was the face of Xbox.
Yeah, once Major Nelson retired, he
Yeah.
really was. I mean, for years, Major Nelson was really the face, the public face of it.
Well, right. But they both, I thought, did an excellent job.
Yes.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The only one I don't think has done a good job is Sasha Nadella. But
What? Yeah, Satya Nadella or Shataya, whatever his name is.
no. The main guy.
Yeah, Nutella. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean, with all this AI crap and the way he, cuts funding and all that stuff.
AI is everything's going to be AI, man. That's what they're trying to push.
All the AI stuff I've seen is pretty much sucked.
Oh yeah, it's all AI is shit. Don't get me wrong. It's good for simple tasks and comparing documents and stuff. But AI should not be developing video games. It shouldn't be running organizations. It shouldn't be running any departments and organizations.
I don't think they're going to do that. Though. I mean, I think they're going to have like they've said. I mean, I think pretty much what's out there is what's going to happen. I mean, they're going to have it as a help thing and stuff like that. I don't think it's going to be really creating games.
You don't think it's going to make a Schwarzenegger later down the road that's going to come back and look for John Connor?
No.
It's
hopefully it doesn't. All it is a database. It's the same as going on the internet and searching for 1,000 hits and just taking them and organizing so you get the most of whatever hit.
I'm hoping that Skynet doesn't confuse my name with John Connor because they're close. So
yeah, they are.
So the new CEO that's taking over is Asha Sharma, which we had some doubts about her early on.
We did.
Yeah, she's executive vice president and CEO of Microsoft Gaming. Came in on February 23rd, 2026. And her role before that was president of Core AI products at Microsoft. So that's where a lot of this AI speculation. I kept wanting to say speculation. Before she worked at Microsoft, she was the COO of Instacart and the senior executive at Meta, also known as Facebook, Instagram. So not a traditional gaming hire. There's also Matt Booty is coming in to work under her, and he oversaw 40 studios across Xbox, Bethesda, Activision, Blizzard. And I guess he's now the chief content officer, reporting directly to Sharma. And there's her 3 stated pillars that she's said when taking over the Xbox is great games, the return of Xbox, and the future of play. What do we think about that?
I don't think a thing's going to change that Phil hasn't done already.
That's fair.
I mean, what's going to change? They'll keep Game Pass probably. They've been talking about having the new system, like you said, announced today. None of that's going to change. I think all she did was say all this stuff so that everyone would, all the bad publicity would go away. But I don't think that there's Game Pass prices aren't going to come down. They're not going to change a thing. They're going to go on the same path they've been going. That's what I believe.
I mean, I think what you're going to see is, I think you're going to see a pretty heavy investment in the streaming piece of the gaming. I honestly think that's where
that's been their main thing already.
Sure.
Yeah, but I think you're going to see an uptick in that. I think you're going to see where they're going to try to put it on non-traditional devices. That's really,
But they've been talking about that for 2 years.
They've been talking about it, but they haven't done it.
Well, everything they talk about takes 10 years. I mean, even Game Pass, they had it out for probably a year and a half before anyone really started joining it.
It'll be interesting to see what they do. I mean, it's Sony's starting to pull back some of their exclusives back to Sony, the PlayStation 5, as opposed to making stuff for the PC.
We're not going to.
What haven't we seen at this point? Is Xbox gonna, eventually take some of these titles that they've said, like Halo and Gears of War, and put them back to Xbox exclusives, or are they going to try to push to put the streaming stuff on a PlayStation so that way they can get part of that market and not worry about the hardware?
Here's the problem. Here's a problem.
Handheld device that Microsoft came out with, which is basically the precluding device of what the new Xbox is going to look like. The PC based Xbox, basically the Steam box. I mean, it's going to be very similar to what Steam's going to put out. I think what Microsoft's going to do is you're seeing a combination of PC gaming and console gaming. They're going to join it. And then they're going to stream the stuff so you don't have to download it, so you don't have to have all the space. That's what I think you're going to see.
That's what they've already got. I mean, you already have PC. They have to convert. Well, they have to convert them over. You have to convert every game. It takes a long time. Mm-hmm. My thing is,
not if you stream it.
They are not going to go back to exclusives. They think about it. They are 1/3 of the market. They are the lowest gaming company profit-wise. So the only way they can make profit is selling games for full price to PlayStation and whatever other service they could sell it to. So they're never going to go back to exclusives. I do believe their gaming system, they will make it more powerful than the PlayStation, Steam, and everything else, just because they've always went for kind of that, they want that elite box. Like if you've noticed, the X and S is better than the PlayStation, or the X, not the S, but the Series X was better than the PlayStation. That's what they want to keep because that's the only thing they can say that they're better at. You know what I mean? I mean, of course, what's her name said that the games are going to be great. Well, they finally got in the rhythm where they're to the point where they can create better games. So I do believe the games will, I mean, get better quality. I don't know if they're still going to beat PlayStation games. And if you got to remember, Xbox is a multiplayer game system more than it is a single player. So I think what Sony's going to do is stick with their single player because that's where they make money. Xbox is going to do
RPGs
both,
and
but
single
they always
player,
do more multiplayer. So
I think we're going to see the next gen consoles. I mean, this is just the obvious development: is that there's not going to be physical media for any of these anymore.
No.
That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, and it's a separate conversation we should have because we'll take up so much time talking about this.
You can't fit them on a Blu-ray. I mean, you can't fit them on a disc. There's no way. In fact, all these PlayStation ones are buying. I mean, not all of them you can actually play from the disc. You can't.
Well, even the Switch, you buy the card, you put it in the machine,
yes,
and it downloads the game.
That's what PlayStation's doing too.
Especially on the Switch 2 is exactly like that. They're just verification cards that you put into the system,
just verifying that that you own it, and then you don't put it in your mouth because it tastes bad.
The day of hard copies.
I haven't done that.
The day of hard copies gone. The only thing you get is a nice, pretty case that you can put on your shelf. That's about
no instructions, just a case.
Just a case, right?
Yeah. No instructions have been going for many years now.
Yeah, it's wild how that right there went. And then when the new Atari came out with their first line of cartridge games, the first thing everybody went after them on is that they didn't include a manual. So all the releases after that now have gone back to including the manual. It was pretty funny how things kind of go back.
You just get a longer tutorial now on games.
Yeah, that's true. You do. You get like 2-hour-long tutorials.
2-hour tutorials to teach the game.
Let me play the game.
But when I was growing up with the N64 and PlayStation and Dreamcast and all that, the one of the things that I always loved was having that manual because it didn't just include how to play the game. It had like lore about the game and it had stories. If you remember the one that came with the Ocarina of Time for the N64, it had all the characters, all the enemies, all the information about them. Like that was cool. And now if you want to
go back further, Yar's Revenge for the Atari had a comic book that told the backstory.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you want that, you have to go on YouTube and watch somebody actually try to explain the lore. There's no, or you have to buy a separate book. I bought 2 Elden Ring books that have the entire lore and characters and everything explained, and it was published by some guy that was just a fan of the series. It wasn't made by the company. It wasn't made by Konami or whoever. It was just a guy that published these 2 books, and they're awesome books that this guy made, and that's just kind of where we're at. Like the days of having that. Yeah, unofficial. Yeah. Which those always existed though. Unofficial guides always existed. I remember going to GameStop and like EB Electronics and that, and you could always buy like the unofficial books about the games. That was always a section. So that's not new.
No.
But it's just the way that we're digesting them now is more video creator content on YouTube versus like an actual physical piece of media that we can read or review. But we could talk about this for 6 hours. So I want to just mention a few more things here about Xbox. Xbox hardware sales dropped 70% year over year in 2025. It's the worst on record for Xbox. And retailers like Costco actually stopped carrying their products entirely.
Well, and why? When you add all the price to it, when you add an extra couple $100 to it, who wants to buy an old system for $200 or $300 more than you paid for it in the beginning?
Right. So fiscal Q2 2026 earnings showed hardware revenue was down 32% year over year, and overall gaming revenue was down 9%. That's because people are subscribing to Game Pass more than they're buying the physical discs at traditional retail stores. Everything is an Xbox cloud strategy, brought the services to smart TVs, Fire Sticks, Apple TV, but the Xbox Series X and especially Series S kind of failed to compete with Sony's hardware numbers. Now, to be fair, Sony is in so many more countries than Xbox is. As far as Japan goes, Xbox will never top Sony in Japan. I mean, they even have a struggle here in the United States. There were years back in like 2016, 17, 18 that Xbox was the #1 seller in the United States. And we know the original Xbox did phenomenal here in the United States. But Sony is still kind of, I hate to say king. I don't want to say king.
Well,
but they're...
Mike led to that. The Xbox One and that when Matrick was in there and that. When he failed to sell that, everybody switched to PlayStation.
Yeah.
Once you join a system, you don't want to leave it and go back to another. You're already stuck.
You're invested.
I'm stuck with Xbox at this point. There's no use to go to PlayStation at this point.
Microsoft won the 360 thing, and then when that generation changed, Matrick had many missteps. That right there caused a lot of people to go Sony. And when you got somebody that's once you get into a brand, it's hard to get out of it, especially when you start playing their exclusives. I mean, Halo with the original Xbox brought a lot of people to Xbox, and Halo 3 on 360, did an awful lot for the brand. But remember, Microsoft did not have a Halo game for the launch of the Xbox One. I forget. I'm trying to remember what games there were, but they were lackluster games that were for that launch. It was like Rise, wasn't Dead Rising 3 one of the games for that?
I think so.
It was, but
but again, it's not games that are going to go, I have to have that. I really have to have.
They've never had a launch where they've actually had a game come out day one with it.
First
Halo. That was it.
First Halo.
Right, but that's it. Most of them didn't come out with good games right when the system came out. You had to wait a couple months, or you had to, you know what I mean? Their timing was always off on that.
Where Nintendo's always had a good game for the most part. Every launch they've ever had, you've had at least one Mario game.
Yeah, you always get you get Mario, and now even like Sonic is in on that. You're getting all the Sonic. You're getting Donkey Kong, Animal Crossing, Pikmin,
Zelda.
like their main franchises.
Yeah.
But I have something to say about that
Xbox
too.
Series X didn't really have that. Sony, I think, had a couple of games that were their big titles.
Something you can say about a Nintendo game though is it don't take as long to make a cartoon-like game as it does to make a realistic looking game.
Well, the thing with those games
to make a realistic looking game. Mario, you could make in 2 years.
Now, the nice thing about Mario too is you can just pick it up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Everybody knows how to play Mario.
Audiences, Nintendo rules. I mean, there's nothing you can do in that area. I mean, it's, you know, you're if you're a parent, you're more likely to let your kid play a Mario game than you are Halo or Gears of War,
Well, it is a kid system.
Spider-Man.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's more
it
for
is.
kids. It's
They've got their niche.
I mean, and I hate to say it, Xbox is more of a multiplayer system. You know what I mean?
And a lot of your multiplayer people are on PC.
Well, right.
Mhm.
That's right. But I mean, that's what, Xbox, that's the group they got. That's the diehards that are playing for them, or the multiplayers. And that's why I think their next Xbox will be probably the best, because it's going to be a computer.
PC. Yeah.
It's going to be a PC, but that's why, because they want to dedicate it to their little group they got,
Well, I'm excited about it if they do what they say, and it be able to play the Epic Store, which,
yes,
I get my 2 games a month for free from them. It can play Steam, where I've, because of Humble
the Steam
Bundles
integration is
and
going
all
to
that,
be
that's
that'll be the killer.
That'll
be the killer. That could be the killer app for it.
That is the niche that they'll have. That will people want to switch because of that? But I think PlayStation's going to do the same thing. You wait. PlayStation has always followed Xbox. We've always had things before them, and then they always add it to their system.
I don't know how fast they'll be able to do it, though, Mike.
Well, maybe not fast.
That would be the thing. Is Microsoft's already kind of going that way. They have been with the Game Pass working on the PC. It's already going that direction.
Well, you're right.
If you can take those people, put them together, and not have to upgrade your PC, instead of upgrading your PC, you buy this new box. It's kind of a good strategy. It'll be interesting to see what Steam does, because the Steam Deck was obviously very popular, and it still is. The new one, I guess, is sold out, I've been told. It's hard to get the new one. The Xbox, the one that, what is it, Asus made, the ROG one.
The ROG one, yeah.
They're expensive. That's the negative thing about them, but they kind of are what Microsoft looks like they're doing, is making that, but making it hooked to your TV.
Well, that way you can play all your games. I mean, Steam Deck, you can't play all your games, and some of them don't play well.
Now, let's also remember the Switch. One of the things is that you can play it handheld, but you can also put it in its
TV
thing, and you can play it on your TV, and you actually get a better frame rate when you do that.
It looks better,
obviously,
especially for people like the three of us that wear glasses. I'd prefer to play it on the big screen.
Yeah.
I'm my Steam Deck.
If I'm mobile gaming, I'm usually on my iPad or something, and I've taken my Switch with me on vacations and stuff. But like for some reason, it's hard for me to get into a Switch game just watching it on this screen with like. And to be honest, the Switch controllers are not great.
They're the worst.
Ergonomic. They don't fit well in hand.
Hey, I bought the special ones for it. The Switch is still not good to hold. I mean, half the time I try to hold it, I want to drop it out of my big hands, because my hands are too big for it.
Well,
it's got the worst joysticks, the worst controllers.
The problem
the joysticks are terrible.
Yeah. The problem with those systems too is, if I'm on a little system, I don't want a game that's going to take me forever to play. Because a lot of times I'm not playing forever, so I'll jump back like to the Evercade. Those little games that are basically based on the old retro games that we played back in the 80s and 90s. That right there to me is a better option, and it's a hell of a lot cheaper than than a Switch 2, or especially a Steam Deck or the ROG Xbox thing.
Hey, I'd love to have the ROG, but I'm not going to pay that kind of price for it.
Okay, it's for the one you would want. It's okay, and it's not even OLED.
Yeah.
Now, did you guys pick up the Atari handheld that came out a few months back?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I did as well. Did you, MC? Did you get that?
No, I did not.
No, it's pretty nice. It's kind of bulky.
Big screen.
It's like
I was surprised.
Yeah, it has a huge screen for a handheld. It's about that big.
Mm-hmm.
And it has all the Atari games. It gets updates, and it adds there's new games, and you can even put an SD card in with ROMs, I believe, and play those as well.
Yeah, you can play it runs what is it, RetroArch? So you can play
RetroArch, yeah.
Yeah, you can play in television. You can play Nintendo on it. Heck, some people have figured out how to get some Dreamcast games to run
Oh
on it.
wow.
I haven't messed with any of that. I've
I haven't
added
either.
Atari games to it because that's kind of the purpose of it. But it's got quite the community right now.
It does.
Um,
I think I bought it back in November or whenever it
you
was.
got
It was on
you got it from I think you got yours at the same time. I got mine at BJ's when they were running them.
BJ's. Yep, they were. I think it was like 130. It was on sale or something.
They went down to 99 while they were clearing them out.
Shit.
Yeah.
But it's a nice handheld, and in fact, my girlfriend actually has played it more than me. Like when she comes over, she just likes going back and looking at the old games and playing the old games and stuff. So
it was for what it is. It to me, especially with that bundle was quite nice that BJ's had.
It came in nice packaging. It came in like this. It was a nice box. I kept the box. It's up in my closet here in the thing. You know, it was a good product for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead. No, finish.
No,
Finish what you're gonna say.
I totally agree. It was, again, when I'm dealing with handheld, I don't want a game that's going to take me 2 hours. I want something that I can pick up for 20 minutes or whatever time I'm trying to kill. That's just me.
MC, do you have any final thoughts on this before we move on?
I mean, I'm just, as far as I can see, the new girl's just going to follow in Phil's footsteps. I mean, they already have a plan. They've had a plan for 10 years. It hasn't really changed any. I mean, I know you hear everybody on YouTube saying different things, but they're just making up lies. I mean, none of that stuff's true. They have no facts behind what they say. I mean, the big thing is they're going to go on with Game Pass. They're going to develop, a better game, hardware because they want to be able to play the PC games. And, they're going to do more streaming. That's what their three things have been for the last year or two, and probably I've heard it's been longer than that. It's been 10 years that they've been working on all this. It's just taken them that long to get all this stuff together,
Right.
So, I don't think it's going to change. I don't think they're going to give them any more money than they've already given them. They're not going to let them have it like what they say. Oh, she can spend whatever she wants. That's not going to happen.
No.
There still has to be that 30% profit they want, and that's all they care about. So nothing's going to change.
This disappointing thing as a gamer is I really haven't seen any good games come out. What was the last big game that you remember that between all the studios that they own today? What is it? Call of Duty was the last one, and I don't.
I like Keeper.
Which
what
one?
else? For Xbox, you're talking, right?
Keeper
was good.
A big
Keeper?
Game. Big game. Was that a big game?
Well, no, it wasn't, but it was a good game.
But big game. Think about profitable. So we've seen
Halo. They had one or two this year.
Gears of War. I think the only one we've seen is the Call of Duty one, and if I remember the reviews, they weren't too hot.
No, there was come on, the RPG and the Planet one. Jeez, I'm drawing a blank.
But how long ago were those? I know which two you're talking about.
Within the last 8 months. I mean, they were last year. This year, they ain't coming out till May. And that you got Forza Horizon, and you got
Forza. Okay,
and then you got what's the other one coming?
Isn't there new Gears of War
coming at the end of the year?
Yeah,
you got 4 games coming this year. You had 4 games last year.
Okay. Yeah, I know they canceled the one I was most looking forward to, and that was Perfect Dark.
Avowed.
Yeah.
That's what. Hey, Avowed. Avowed is a good game. I mean.
Yeah, but it did not do well.
Well,
what was the other one? That was Redfall a couple of years ago. That was like a disaster. Was it Redfall?
MC and I actually had fun with Redfall.
I played with you guys on that one a little.
Redfall,
yeah.
If they would have only,
it was a disaster.
If they would have completed Redfall, it would have been a good game.
It was a disaster.
It was only 3/4 finished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all they had to do was finish. They didn't have enough, monsters coming at you and stuff like that. I mean,
yeah. All right, let's shift gears a little bit and let's talk about Project Helix that was actually just revealed today at GDC.
Which I missed.
Yeah, I just saw clips of it. I didn't watch it. So Project Helix is Xbox's next-gen console designed to play both Xbox console games and PC games on a single device. So it's basically a PC console hybrid. It's built on a custom AMD SoC co-designed for next-gen DirectX and FSR. There's a lot of abbreviations here that I don't even know, but it's delivering what Microsoft calls an order of magnitude leap in ray tracing performance, quote unquote, with AI intelligence baked directly into the graphics pipeline. DirectX is coming alongside with machine language powered multi-frame generation, next gen FSR upscaling, ray generation, and neural texture compression and direct storage. The alpha dev kit is going to ship to developers in 2027, but there's no consumer launched window for this yet. And fascinatingly enough, Project Helix has reportedly been in development for over 10 years, like MC was saying, inside of Microsoft. So there's also going to be an Xbox mode for Windows PC that begins rolling out in April of this year, 2026, bringing the familiar Xbox interface to Windows while keeping the openness of a PC. Whew, a lot of words there. So what do we think about Helix?
Well, I can't believe it's only the dev box is going to come out in 2027. So when's the real box come out? 2028?
Probably 2028.
Probably 28, yeah.
That's pretty far off.
Yeah, 2 years. So we still have a couple years with our Xbox.
I would have hoped they would have been a little I didn't expect it this year, but I kind of expected it next year. You know. That's
they could rush it, and it could be Christmas.
Well, then nothing will work on it.
That's what they did with the Xbox 360.
Maybe if they wouldn't have laid off all them people, they might actually finish something.
So the curious thing about it is this thing here sounds like a PC with a really good video card is what it sounds like. I mean, is there anything really wrong with that concept? No. You know, it's from what I think I read, it's going to be running Windows. So probably Windows IT or Windows IoT.
IoT,
yeah. So I'll be running Windows 12 most likely. So
whole separate discussion on Windows 12. Let's not get too deep in that.
But it'll be running
probably
the latest version of Windows.
Isn't that coming out the end of the year?
Is it supposed to?
I think it's coming out the end of the year.
No.
Windows 12.
No.
No?
No.
Okay, because I just saw a thing about it.
No.
No. All right.
Well, who knows what you can believe nowadays? Everything's AI anyway. Turn on YouTube and it's all AI.
It's all AI bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all fake.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's
what that video I saw of Indiana Jones dancing to Flashdance wasn't real. It was AI. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And probably everything else you watch.
I think there's a good positioning point for Xbox here with the Helix. If this is the direction that the industry is going, then Xbox is already ahead of Nintendo and Sony.
Well, I
hate
to say it, they've always been ahead, but no one likes to accept their stuff until the other systems get it for some reason.
Well,
they've always been inventive. They've always been ahead of the game, but until PlayStation or someone else gets it, we can't have that stuff.
They're not competing. They are not competing with Nintendo. Nintendo is a completely different market. So what they're competing with is two other people. Is basically three other things. They're competing with PCs. They're competing with obviously Sony, and they're competing with Steam. What Steam comes out with. Those are their competition right now.
But if you saw what was in the Steam box, it is nowhere compares to an Xbox.
No, it doesn't. But Steam tried to release it early, tried to push, and looks like it's getting delayed.
Well, they delayed it because of hardware prices, and that's why I'm assuming that's why Xbox is going to be so far out. And I know it's the same problem everybody's having. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, but the Steam thing is interesting to see what effect Microsoft making this announcement is going to have on the Steam sales.
Well, here's the problem: you can't get memory or hard drives right now. You can't. Did you see the prices of them? They're double what they are. They're talking about
definitely gone up. Yeah,
give it 6 months, you're gonna have a hard time getting a hard drive for your machine. I mean, AI is buying all that up. That's why it's killing the gaming systems. They don't have the chips. They don't have the hard drives. And they can't afford to put them in the system.
Anthropic, Mistral, everybody, they're buying up all the resources.
Yeah. I mean, that's why these are all getting pushed out.
Bitcoin mining just a few years ago.
Yeah, it's the same, almost the same thing. Yeah,
except on steroids.
Yeah. AI is the worst thing about AI is that none of these AI companies are actually profitable.
Right?
No.
They're not making money. They're getting grants.
Well, the market's already crashed.
Yeah, but I mean, it's going to get where you're going to see some companies maybe go under.
Or get bought out.
Or get bought out.
Yeah. But I think a lot of these AI companies are going to be absorbed in the Google Gemini and Copilot on Microsoft's side. I think Anthropic will stay around. They're a pretty large company already as it is, but a lot of these smaller AI companies are all going to get sucked up into that.
But here's what I don't understand. Satya Nadella said, hey, we got to make 30% profit on the Xbox. What kind of profits are you making on AI? He's probably losing 30%.
Have to be. All AI companies are bleeding.
So why do you keep investing in something you're losing out on?
Not to mention like the data center costs, the environmental costs, if we really want to go that deep. AI right now is not profitable in any way at all.
I mean, the only reason I can think that they're following this trend is because are they trying to beat out China and some of the other countries? That's the only thing I can think of. We're trying to get there before them. Is that what it is? Because
probably it's the space race, but it's AI.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I can think. Because you'd be an idiot to get into it nowadays. I mean,
well, you look at what Microsoft is having 3 Mile Island reopened to get power for their data centers, which is
just bring up my electricity, make my electricity bills higher.
Yeah, bound to happen. So let's finish off with some big picture questions here. So rather than chasing the big picture, rather than chasing the traditional console race, Microsoft is kind of leaning into subscriptions, cross-device play, and cloud streaming. Hardware is one piece of a larger ecosystem play that they're aiming for. Nadella, going back to MC here, Nadella told Xbox staff internally that Microsoft will always invest in gaming and called Xbox core to the company's identity. And Xbox is turning 25 years old this year. That's a large span of my lifetime. I'm 36, so that's
Michael's 28.
It's beyond Michael's lifetime. It's 11 years span of my lifetime that Xbox has existed. So it's a major milestone that gives this Asha Sharma kind of a narrative hook for whatever reset they're trying to do or whatever they're moving towards. So
I think why Satya Nadella said that. It's probably one of the few things that's profiting on there. Well, other than server stuff. But I mean, Xbox is still profitable to them. AI is not. I mean, their server stuff is. Their
core, Azure and their cloud services. Yeah.
But I mean, they say they're going to stick with Xbox. Of course they are, because even though they're not making their 30%, they're still making 15% at least. You know what I mean? Whereas what's AI doing? It's just losing money.
The problem with
Sorry, go ahead.
The problem with the gaming group is the amount of money they spent to get Activision, to get Bethesda, to get all those studios. You don't just get all that and walk away from it. I mean, and they have on some things. If you look at what they did with Nokia and Windows Phone, there's some stuff that they have, but that investment in Activision, Blizzard was a lot bigger. So that's not something you really can walk away from once you've opened that Pandora's box. So the question is how do you make that work?
And that Activision Blizzard acquisition was such a drawn out thing. It was challenged by courts everywhere. The UK did not want that to happen.
No.
Well, no, well, especially with them people on the board that own PlayStation stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that was a stacked thing against Microsoft
It was.
in that acquisition.
But think about all the legal money and fees and everything that they had to pour into that battle just because some dude that sat on the board was also on the board with Sony in Europe, and they were like, no, you can't do this. And the UK kept bringing it back up over and over again. You guys remember they just kept challenging the acquisition, and I remember talking to you guys and being like, why does Xbox care? Do it anyways. It's the UK. Who cares if they get Xboxes?
Yeah.
Like why were they bending their knees to?
Maybe the only reason was we sell a lot of they sell a lot of Office over there and server stuff to the EU, in which they could have said, well, we're not going to use your stuff, which I don't know what they would use, Linux.
Yeah, but okay, go ahead. Don't use it. We don't give a shit.
But you know what I mean? But they could have tried to hurt them that way. You know what I mean? So, I mean, but
I thought it was the stupidest. It was all grandstanding, public display kind of political positioning is what the EU and especially the UK was doing over that acquisition. Because look at the companies that every other company buys up and they never had a problem. Google buys up companies left and right, ingests them like it's a taco, and then shits them out and shuts them down. And nobody cares.
See, though, John, you're going to see the Paramount acquisition of WB. I think it's Warner Brothers. I think you're going to see a lot of people act the same way with that one. I think I think that one will probably.
Well, it's already started.
Yeah, and it's.
But they're going to become a monopoly. Is the problem?
No, Disney's already a monopoly.
Well, but you don't understand. They're trying to buy up all the other ones. So of course you're only going to they're getting more streaming content.
Yeah, but I mean, you look at they're still going to be considerably smaller than Disney. It'll actually be a competitor for Disney, which is a good thing. If WB would have went with Netflix, you would have taken the number 1 and number 3 streamer and put them together, and that's a monopoly. Because HBO Plus, I think, is number 3, and
HBO
of course,
is part of
1.
HBO is part of
like
Warner.
number 9. Paramount Plus is number 9. So
Paramount's going to own Paramount's going to own HBO because HBO is part of Warner.
That's what I'm saying. You're adding 9 plus 3 as opposed to 3 and 1. Which would be a bigger monopoly. So it's going to be interesting to see, and keeping the company together, I think, is a good thing.
Well, I don't like these. I don't like us getting down to 3 major people. We need to keep it spread back out. They need to bust them all up, pretty much.
Yeah.
So.
Well, just remember when AOL bought Warner Brothers and Time Warner many years ago. Things don't last very long.
Well.
Yeah, because what happened to AOL?
I mean, you can still get an AOL email address. I wouldn't recommend it.
That is hilarious.
A lot of hacking going on with your email.
Yahoo?
Yeah.
At least Microsoft didn't buy Yahoo back when they tried.
But going back to the what was it, $70 billion acquisition there. Remember, they got a lot of IPs with that too, which they should be. You think they'd be using them other than just the Call of Duty one, and and a few others. You know what I mean?
That's the thing that's bizarre. Is
I mean, they got so many things that can be thrown in Game Pass or selling outright. Like they even wasn't Tron. Isn't even not Tron. Not Tron. Transformers. Wasn't there Transformer games in it? You could be creating them. Everybody wants them back. And what are they doing? They're just sitting on it.
Well, I think of all the Activision titles from the 80s and 90s they're sitting on, like Pitfall, like River Raid. There's stuff there that they're just starting to lease those games out to Evercade. So there's a rare pack coming out. So they're starting to actually license the stuff, which is great. We want to see that, but why aren't you making games based upon that? You look at some of the properties. You got a bad Halo series, but you got a very good Fallout series, like critically acclaimed. And Fallout is owned by Bethesda, which is Microsoft is licensing that. Why don't we have a Gears of War one? Gears of War has got a great backstory, which would actually make a really good thing. There's other things that Microsoft should get into to promote their properties. And you see Sony doing a little better job of it. Why? Because Sony owns a movie studio.
Well, my thing is, you don't have to have everything an Epic game either. Why don't they just create some platformers out of the Transformer things or something? I mean, you got all them IPs. It doesn't have to be a multi-6-year, project.
You look at Perfect Dark. How long were they working on that before they?
Just like Keeper. If anyone's played Keeper, I thought it was a really good game for what it was, and I know that only took them like 2 years to make instead of 6. I
remember when Warshaw only had 6 weeks to create ET. It's and that's probably the worst game in the world to bring up. But think of some of those more simple games.
How about Banjo-Kazooie? Everybody's been asking for that for like ever.
Everybody. Well, they're doing a handheld. Yeah. Evercade is doing a handheld, I think, of Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's been asking that forever, though. Create the doggone thing.
But it's sitting there. That's the problem. A lot of that stuff is just what happened with Guitar Hero.
Yeah,
that's what people enjoyed. Microsoft owns that today.
But I thought I heard that someone's creating a guitar.
There is. It's not Guitar Hero. It's called like Live Band or something like that.
Really?
But it's supposed to be similar. Yeah.
Someone's creating.
See that's markets that people aren't tapping. We're getting old dead stuff. Where there's stuff that new creativity could be dumped into. Like Perfect Dark was to me, no pun intended, was a perfect example of taking something that was out there, making it modern, and you looked at what the art and everything looked like. It was like, oh my God, that looks like a Hollywood production.
Yeah, I almost cried when they canceled that.
Oh yeah, that one I was so.
It's so bad.
I played the hell out of Perfect Dark Zero, which was a launch title for 360.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, one of them ate up my disc. One of the 360s. I actually went through 9 360s. So
here, let me make kids laugh. I actually went Scalebound. You know what Scalebound was? It was back in the Xbox One era. Now I know the company failed that was making it, but it was basically you were a guy, ran around, jumped on dragons, and it was dragon fighting and stuff like that. It looked like it could have been such a cool game, but they canceled that one.
Oh yeah. It came out. Yeah, it came out in it was actually canceled in 2013, but it came out in 2017 for Windows and the Xbox One. Yeah,
interesting. I mean, there were several games that were either canceled. Look at Crackdown, which I thought the first 2 were fun games. Third one, not so much. There's a lot of IP that they could. Why aren't they doing it and doing it right? Right. That's the other thing. Don't do it wrong. Do it right.
Say, everyone hated Crackdown 3. I mean, I didn't think it was the greatest game, but
I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. It was nowhere near as cool as the first one.
No, the first 2 were better for sure. Yeah.
Did either one of you try to play the multiplayer part of that?
Which one? 3?
Crackdown 3.
Yeah, no, I played it.
I don't think I played the multiplayer.
Yeah, I did.
I actually thought they had something there, but it wasn't finished.
No, it wasn't
half baked.
It was half baked, but it was actually pretty cool to play. But it had a lot of
Michael and I played a lot of that
kind of stuff.
Michael and I played a lot of that because that was Crackdown was one of our favorite games. I actually had the standee in my office for Crackdown 3. I ended up giving it to a friend before the move. He was happy to get it.
But there's so many titles.
I thought I was a friend. Thanks.
Where
I don't think you were around when I gave it.
Hey, where are all the old Call of Duties? Why aren't they in Game Pass?
Some are.
World at War. Is World at War in there?
I don't know specifics, but there are a couple.
I like 2. 2 and 3 were both fun.
I like the World at War one, and
World at War was a really good one.
And they're not in
2 and 3 were a lot of fun. Back when they were World War II games, they were fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, you could just release the old version of them for me to play in Game Pass, and I'd be happy.
we could do a whole episode on how soon do we expect Ubisoft to fail.
Yeah, that's coming.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, the companies that are failing are the ones that are chasing this, battle royale stuff and all. You know what I mean? Nobody wants that stuff anymore.
Why not make Rainbow Six Vegas 3?
Yes,
their two most popular games were Vegas and Vegas 2. Instead, they've got to make this dumb multiplayer crap that nobody wants.
Yep.
Put the old mission mode where 4 friends can get together and defeat the missions. Vegas 1 and 2 were my favorite Rainbow Six games. They were a lot of fun.
I don't understand why when one person creates one thing, all the other companies have to create the same thing. I want variety. I want you to create different stuff. I want you, even if it's your old IP, don't make me a war game if there's already a war game out there. Make me some other thing.
Mike, even the original
Castlevania, make me a,
the original Ghost Recons were good games, and they went into the undestructible world stuff, and it's like, I don't need all that.
That's what killed Ubisoft. Think about it. I mean, Assassin's Creed, it's the same game over and over again. Even though I love them all, most people are sick of them. There's too many of them out there. You get sick of a type of game, so you got to keep changing up the game.
Why not do a new Rayman?
Whoa! They just released like a month ago the Rayman collectors. The collection.
Do a new one.
No new one, but it had the Game Boy, the PlayStation, the PC versions on there, and I did buy it.
Awesome, I love those games.
And I love them too. And I grew up playing Rayman. Like that was I distinctly remember playing Rayman on PC when I was like younger, trying to figure out like all the controls on the keyboard and stuff.
Like and me, now back when I had hair.
Yeah, back when I had hair too.
Back when we all
had hair. MC has the most hair out of all of us right now.
It ain't very much.
It's actually good, but the fuck up.
Did you say that? Beep.
I think you can get away with one.
The mess up that they did was they tried to replace the music, and everybody freaked out. Like this is not the original Rayman music, so they had to go back and re-update and re-add music in because they put in like some new like music that was similar, but it wasn't the original music, and people were upset. No, they had the rights, they just didn't use it.
That's weird.
Yeah, but it's there now, but it wasn't at launch when it first came out. It's been updated since then. But I've had a lot of fun playing through it because I just from a nostalgic reason. Yeah.
Those were great games. I'll have to go take a look. I did not realize that had come out. I picked up.
It came out I barely a month ago. It's pretty new.
Yeah, I picked up. What was it? Sonic Shadow. When Wood had a sale on it, and I've loaded it. I haven't played it yet, but like you guys, I mean, the Sonic games, those were some of the most fun platform games.
Oh, absolutely.
Ever.
Yeah. For sure.
I always liked them better than I did Super Mario Brothers. I thought Sonic was a little crazier, so to speak.
I liked Sega better than Nintendo stuff anyway. I kind of wish Sega would have never... I
wish they were still making consoles.
Right, exactly.
I'm sitting here looking at my Dreamcast, which says powered by Windows CE on the...
Yes, the Dreamcast is so severely underrated. It was actually, when it came out, even against like the PlayStation 2 and that, it was the most powerful console on the market at the time.
They were always ahead of everybody else.
It was the first that had an online gaming community.
And VR. It had VR and it sucked, but it was the first VR.
It was better than Virtual Boy.
Yes, it sure was. No, I think I say Sega's beat Nintendo hands down all the time, but you've got people that won't say that.
The Saturn was a more powerful system than the N64.
Yep.
Well, wait a minute. No. The Saturn had 2 graphics cards, and it was more fit for 2D than it was for 3D. It didn't handle 3D as well as the N64. But any fighting games, any platformers were well above where the N64 was. But when it came to 3D stuff like the N64, it was not on the same level.
But storage from that standpoint, you could put more on a disc than you could a cartridge. So,
absolutely, for sure.
So,
yeah.
I mean, that was a huge plus. So
now you guys are going to laugh.
Your asses handed to them when they launched that thing.
You're going to laugh about the Sega CD, but think about it. It was one of the first ones out there with the FMV games.
It was ahead of its time.
It was ahead of its time.
I still like seeing those people that have all the things hooked to their
like the stack tower of the Sega stuff.
The Tower of Power.
Yeah, the Tower of Power.
The Tower of Power. Yes.
I wish I had all the other parts. I don't. I only have this
one.
Sega CD.
I sold my Sega X32, but I kept the Master System adapter. So I still have a Master System adapter in my collection. But I had a X32 in the box, and I sold it, or 32X in the box. Sold it.
I'm a little bit embarrassed even. Well, I shouldn't be, but I'm a little bit embarrassed to even say this. But one of my favorite games was actually on the Sega Master System. It was the Monopoly version that was on the Sega Master System.
I don't think I have that in the collection.
I don't have that one either.
Yeah, I don't think I have.
It is the best Monopoly game on any console, even recent consoles.
Well, Michael and I were playing, what was it, Family Feud? No, it was Jeopardy on Atom.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he's trying to answer questions from the 80s. Because remember, it had questions from the 80s.
Yeah, before he was born.
Well, yeah.
We were having a ball with it.
Before I was born.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Atom came out, what, 83?
83, yeah.
Yeah, so he was trying to answer questions, trying to think, of what he knew about the history of 83 and before.
Yeah, I don't want to change the topic, but the other thing that makes me mad about today is everything's a remake too. I mean, I don't mind a few remakes.
Movies,
TV
shows.
It's number 4, number 5. Why do we have to make a remake?
I agree.
Although the Resident Evil, the new one, is getting good reviews, right?
Requiem, yes.
Yep. Them Resident Evils, they seem to be changed enough that they don't seem like the old game. But
I don't think there's ever been wait, I take that back. There were a couple real shitty Resident Evil games that came out on the PS2, like back around 2004, 2005, that everybody ignores. But those were like offshoots. The main Resident Evil series has been pretty good.
Yeah. Even the one on the entirety was pretty good.
Yeah.
On the Octolus was pretty good. I guess.
Yeah, so I haven't had a chance to play Requiem yet. It's in my GameFly list. I think it's coming this week.
Andre has it. He likes it.
Yeah, it's had nothing but good reviews. Although I've seen people say it's not as scary as 7.
Andre says he can't play it without the lights off, and he has to play it in the morning.
Yeah, I don't have that one yet, but 7 is my favorite though.
Yeah, okay, Andre, whatever.
The guy that likes horror movies, too.
Right?
The guy that likes horror movies.
We are almost at an hour here, so
this is kind of like a welcome back too, because it's been a while.
Welcome back, Cotter, man.
Yeah.
No one missed us because nobody watches us.
No, that's true. Yeah, so nobody gives a shit.
Hey, those 13,
but you never know.
Will be so happy when they wake up tomorrow.
So, let's do last thoughts. We'll go around. You first, MC, and then we'll round it out.
It's gonna be interesting to see what this regime does with Xbox. Taking it to the PC, kind of closing that loop will be interesting. I mean, it's obviously a couple of years out, but as those dev units hit and stuff, we'll start getting more information. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they do with it. I kind of like the idea of being able to play all the stuff I've collected over the years from, Epic, from Steam, from, there's other PC platforms I'm hoping that are included, the GOC or GOG, There's a few of those other ones I'd love to see. Luna.
Oh, GOG would be awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to see some of those other ones included in there. It would be interesting to see. It gives me immediate access to content, which is normally the problem when you buy a new system, is you got to buy a bunch of games right away. Well, it'd be nice to be able to say, I've got all these games already. So I'm kind of looking forward to it.
MC knows my addiction to GOG. From some years ago, we did a episode on Cyber Monday where I went on a spending spree on GOG. So
yeah, he spent at least a paycheck or two.
Wow,
it was I spent like a solid. It was because everything was on sale. I spent a solid like $150. I don't remember.
It was like that.
Yeah, it was a pretty solid buy on my part. But MC, what final thoughts here?
Okay, well here's what I'm not going to do final thoughts. I'm going to do what I think Xbox needs to do to actually improve themselves. And what I think they need to do, I think this new game system, or their new console, I think is a good idea to mix the Steam stuff and everything else. Which I wish they'd bring I hope they bring all that Steam stuff to it and Epic and all that. And then the other thing I want them to do is, why can't we have exclusive for 6 months or a year on the games? I mean, that's the only way. I don't really believe in exclusives, but your competitors are doing it. Nintendo's got their exclusives. No one's going to have. PlayStation's got. Why are you trying to be different than them? Have the exclusives, keep them for a year, and then you can sell them to everybody. And the way I look at it, another way to do it is sell it more expensive to the PlayStation people than you do to the Xbox people. Add an extra $10. So do you want to go to an Xbox because then you get a cheaper price? I mean, these are the things they need to do. I mean, why are you giving up all your content? I mean, yes, I understand you're making money off it, but make it to bring some more people into your ecosystem. You know what I mean? That's what I want them to do. I mean, if they're gonna succeed, that's what they need to do. If not, I don't think they're gonna. I mean, I just think they're gonna slowly dwindle down and get less and less people. Game Pass also, they should drop it back to $20, $25.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need all that content. Bring it back to $25 or something. You know?
Oh, 100%. That's where is that price?
I mean, you outpriced everybody. A lot of people don't have money now, especially with gas prices going up and food prices going up. Soon I'm not gonna be able to afford it. I'll be out. You know. No. So if you want to keep me, you better lower the price. I'm sorry the economy's so bad. Is it my fault? You know.
No, it's your fault, Mike. Thanks.
Is it? Okay.
Thanks for ruining the economy, Mike.
Okay,
so you guys basically already covered the same things I was going to say. I'm just going to stay hopeful that this is all going to work out in a positive way for gamers. This is brand new. This is all evolving, and we're just going to see where it goes, and we can make decisions after that, right? Like, just keep our hopes and our fingers crossed that this works out for us.
Yeah, and the new girl that's in there, I don't think she's really going to change anything. So I think she's just going to follow the same path. She's just got a better way of saying it than the ones before her have to keep everybody happy.
Definitely Matter.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. He wasn't a very good public speaker in my eyes, but you know.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the Techegy Podcast. This was Techegy Talks. What's up with Xbox? And I want to give a quick shout out to Brandon at Tinfoil Tales for this T-shirt that he gave me like 2 years ago for a different podcast. But anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Hit like and subscribe if you want anything to do with us. If not, whatever. I don't care. And as we always say here, I'm not forgetting, as we always say here at the Techegy Podcast, stay nerdy, my friends. Still shitty, always awful. We will never get it right, but it's cool. Here's the outro.
Can't all be Sinatra's.
I want the bouncing ball with the text on the screen so we can read it together.
No, we'd still mess it up.
We'd still not read it together because it'd be like delay on one guy's screen.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
And my cat would go at it.